I rise in support of government working for the people, that we as a body will continue to guide this Commonwealth on a path of renewal and rebuilding in the 192nd convening of this great General Court. And Mr. President, it is in that spirit and with those tenets in mind that I rise today with the privilege and honor to second the nomination of the gentle lady from 2nd Middlesex and Norfolk, Karen E. Spilka, as president of this Massachusetts State Senate. At the start of this session, the Commonwealth, the nation, and this world find ourselves still confronting a great darkness that has stolen into this world. The compounded crises of a global pandemic, economic downturn, and civil unrest bear heavy on the shoulders of our constituents. But still here in the Commonwealth and in this body, we have reason for hope. Under the leadership of Karen E. Spilka, this legislature has met the moment. Throughout her career as a leader in this body, she has prevailed in the face of crisis. During the Great Recession, her service as Economic Development Chair guided the Commonwealth toward recovery. Her steady hand went on to lead the Distinguished Committee of Ways and Means. And she began her presidency with the chamber in crisis and guided us back to strength. And now, in the face of a global health crisis, she has led the Commonwealth back to stability, health, and on a road to recovery. The gentle lady's leadership in these moments is not an accident, nor is it coincidence. Rather, is representative of her inimitable talent for combining compassion with common sense to make good public policy that works for the people. A compassion born from steering her own course through peril of her childhood. Compassion that shaped her career as a social worker. Compassion which allowed her to excel as an attorney and as a conciliator, helping others reach compromise. And the same compassion she displays as a policymaker, who in my own personal experience has witnessed her willing to forfeit her own personal policy initiatives to help us as a body achieve our shared goals. Its leadership reminiscent of suffragists Louise Parker Mayo and Josephine Collins, women who also from Metro West were jailed for freedom in 1916 and 1919 by protesting for the expanded right to vote. With their arrests, Mayo and Collins briefly sacrificed their personal freedoms in an effort to forever expand freedoms for all women. And Mr. President, I offer that the gentle lady from 2nd Middlesex and Norfolk, who leads with passion and common sense, who is willing to make her own sacrifices to achieve our progress, and who is dedicated to ideals larger than self, exemplifies the spirit of Louise Parker Mayo and Josephine Collins. In this great and general court, we all, as members, aspire to turn the promise of progress into policy and our ideals into law. Last summer, when our nation marched for equity and our laws were silent, this chamber took action. Many derided our efforts as overly idealistic, and maybe without Karen Spilka, that may have been true. But in echoing the oath that we took today, she, as our leader, endeavored to bear true faith and allegiance to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts by ensuring equity and justice as law. The gentle lady from 2nd Middlesex and Norfolk sees equity and justice not as just the goal, but as the very foundation with which we must approach each and every policy that we undertake. I know in transportation, she has led the effort on non-binary identification for driver's licenses. She's emphasized a new regionalized approach to public transit and she's made our roads safer by passing a hands-free driving bill. It is through her ability to see possibility where others see problems, and her ability to see opportunity where others see obstacles, that she has shepherded long-stalled progressive policies into law in this past session. So, Mr. President, above all, today I rise in support of a compassionate leader who has demonstrated through crisis and novel policy a fierce commitment to equity and justice. She has led the progress of this Commonwealth by endeavoring to relieve others' discomfort because she remembers her own. Under her leadership, this body has sought policies to make our Commonwealth healthier, stable, and more prosperous for all of our residents. And it is for these reasons, and so many more, that I ask my colleagues to join me in doing what is self-evident and re-elect the gentlelady from 2nd Middlesex in Norfolk, Karen E. Spilka, as our Senate President. Thank you.